Really a pleasure to be here in Singapore. So I'm with BTC Inc. We have kind of two arms. One is a media side that runs Bitcoin Magazine and the Bitcoin Conference. So I know a number of people were with us in Nashville a few months ago, and we also do an event in Asia. So we hope to see you over there in Hong Kong next August, which is kind of an announcement here. And then my side of the business, UTXO Management, was launched as kind of the asset management side of BTC Inc. We have a liquid fund that invests in different strategies around kind of the growth of Bitcoin longer term, both public and private opportunities. And then we launched a venture fund last year focused on the growth of the Bitcoin ecosystem. So it's great to see a number of our portfolio companies here, including UTXO Stacks, who is a partner at this event as well. So great to be here working with everyone. Just kind of introducing this section of the day. So yeah, a little bit more about our fund. We launched last year and kind of focus on the 100 to 500K check size, seeding the Bitcoin ecosystem. We've done about 50 investments so far, and one of the reasons that we're here is to meet with potential portfolio companies. So if you're building something and are interested in kind of a Bitcoin-focused venture approach, come talk to us. We'd love to meet and love to learn about what you're doing. So this is called Bitcoin Season 2. But what was Season 1 about? Bitcoin Season 1, kind of the first decade of Bitcoin, was about proving Bitcoin's robustness and generating a certain level of adoption. And so kind of when it comes to that robustness, one of the a few kind of data points that we track are the number of nodes, activity of nodes around the world, steady growth still, kind of the security of the Bitcoin blockchain. This is kind of an interesting statistic that Jameson Lott tracks on his website, the amount of time it would take to unwind the full Bitcoin blockchain if you had all the hash power on the network. So kind of an interesting stat. And Season 1 also included kind of growth in terms of technical growth for Bitcoin and technical change, slow and steady. And where we kind of might demarcate Bitcoin Season 2 is 2021 here, with the Taproot activation leading to what we saw last year with kind of the growth of ordinals and just the whole kind of boom of Bitcoin native assets and different scaling implementations on Bitcoin, which we've been pretty active in. So other kind of adoption that's been important. We had nation-state adoption for the first time. This was announced at our conference in Miami a few years ago, but the first shoe to drop, El Salvador. One thing that we've been excited to be participating in this year in the US is the onboarding of different presidential candidates in the United States to being Bitcoin users and kind of pro-Bitcoin policy. So I don't know if you saw yesterday, but one of those candidates for president, Donald Trump, paid for some hamburgers yesterday at PubKey in New York with Bitcoin and promoted the idea of Bitcoin native payments, Lightning payments, as a presidential candidate, which is pretty exciting. Kind of that level of growth and attention from one of potentially the future president of the United States. And he also kind of came out with a very pro-Bitcoin policy stance at our conference in Nashville this year. So that continuing nation-state adoption is a good trend into Season 2. The other thing that started to happen is adoption of Bitcoin on the balance sheet of big corporations in the US, led by Michael Saylor. These are, I believe, the companies as of not too long ago that had over $1 billion of Bitcoin on their balance sheets. So continuing growth there. On our hedge fund side, we've been excited to seed a number of kind of strategies in different markets around the world, copying the Michael Saylor playbook. And so we're excited to kind of see the growth of, in Japan, of MetaPlanet, and hopefully some more announcements to come soon. But just this idea of Bitcoin as a treasury asset that's harder money for the long term is a key piece of that adoption narrative that we've seen coming into season 2. And of course the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs, so institutional adoption being more possible. So what's next? We've kind of proven the robustness of the network, gotten a certain level of adoption, and then where are we going now? That's kind of what we've been talking about and hearing about for the first section of the day today, all about how Lightning is innovating and is going to make the future of Bitcoin more exciting. So we agree with all of that and see kind of the inflection point here of a new generation of tools, startups, programmability, leading to more opportunity and growth, and ultimately value creation for the network. So, season 2, Bitcoin native assets, what a lot of people here are working on, what we'll be hearing more about in the next few panels as well. The thesis essentially is that Bitcoin native assets, there's a large opportunity for growth in terms of its relation to Bitcoin's total market cap, if we kind of follow what's happened on ETH with ETH native assets over the last cycle. You know why we're building on Bitcoin, that's why we're all here, so we'll see more about that next. And then, one other kind of interesting data point I just want to point out here is this increasing in transaction volumes because of the launch of ordinals, bringing more discussion about the importance of scaling Bitcoin in different ways. So I know a number of different scaling implementations or topics of companies working here, so always interested to learn about what's happening there. And then open source developers. Because of that new demand, we see more open source developers working on scaling implementations, including Lightning L2s. So those are all things that we're excited about, excited to support from the venture side, from the media side, and we'll hear more about today. So I hope this kind of sets the stage well for the rest of the day here and all the exciting companies building. We're happy to be a partner of the event and co-host with CKB and UTXO Stacks. So we'll take it to the rest of the day from here. Thank you very much.